Hey guys, it's Amir here, and today I want to get focused because we've really been brainwashed as a society into thinking that we've got to go out and get shredded, right? Or drop 30 pounds overnight. But what good is a beach body if your joints hurt, your energy is trash, and every workout plan you start, you quit it 3 weeks in? You don't need more punishment, you need movement. Regular, joyful, addictive, fun movement. Because let's be honest here, unless you're going on a stage somewhere in a thong and getting judged by strangers, you don't really need a six-pack. You need to get your damn life back. So if any of that sounds like you, today I'm going to explain how you can use a simple tool like this rope as a gateway drug to get even the most sedentary of us off the couch, and not only off the couch and moving, but have us looking forward to our movement as opposed to making excuses to get out of our training. So if you're new to the concept, this is called rope flow, and you can learn the fundamentals by clicking the link below for our course, Rope Flow Essentials. Now, it's really something that everybody can try, and one thing about it, the reason I call it the Trojan horse of fitness is because even when you're sedentary, you haven't had a good history of training, that's probably the reason why you go into the gym and you work out hard, you go crazy, and then you burn out or get hurt and you quit and you come back months and months later and start over from square one. Now the problem with that is consistency trumps intensity every time, and rope flow is a sneaky tool to get you to be moving consistently and therefore improving and fine-tuning your body along the way, even without you really knowing it. It's like we start out with these very simple movements, right? With our dominant hand, we're just doing a simple twirl of the rope, as my mom would call it. And then we go from there to like this overhand figure eight, right? And it's like, okay, I got that. Once you get that, once you understand the rhythm and the timing of that, you got it. And then we put it in the other hand and you say, okay, wait a minute, how come? How is that not working so well? And you learned your first lesson of the rope, right? It's going to show you where you need to improve your body, your coordination, in all sorts of different ways, okay? Then once you get that going with your left hand, we'll switch it up on you and we'll start the opposite direction of the rope. This underhand movement will start in the dominant hand, right, with your underhand movement, and you'll say, okay, I can do that and I can do that, and then we'll put the figure eight in the non-dominant hand, underhand, and see how you do. Sometimes you'll be surprised and amazed at how challenging that simple move is. You work on it for a little while and you say, okay, now I've got that, right? And the next thing you know, there's the next move you're going to try, and so on and so on. And each move kind of ratchets up the ability level. Now, these beginner moves are great. They get you some functional movement ability, but as you go, you kind of get hooked on it. And before you know it, you're trying to learn how to do all these other moves that are more fancy. And then once you learn how to do the sneak, right? Or the dragon roll, right? Whatever moves you learn, the next thing is how do you chain them together so that you don't have to stop, because it's not a flow if you can only just do one move and you got to stop every time. And then the next thing you know, this thing's becoming your best friend because you're always trying to refine and improve and add new moves, add your ability to become graceful and smooth and fluid in your movement, right? Right now you find out that, oh, not only was my left hand a little bit uncoordinated, I might have had some issues where, I don't have the greatest of balance. So you might want to have to work on building your strength, right? Doing a little bit of physical activity here just to get comfortable in those ranges of motion, right? And then later you might want to start trying to do some movements that challenge you in an aerobic capacity. You might want to do some switches, right? And you say, wow, my heart rate's racing already and I just started. Before you know it, you work on improving your cardiovascular endurance, right? So as you get better and better, you start working on improving your body along the way, okay? You work on your footwork, you work on your strength of your knees, your ankles, and then you find out that, man alive, I can't twist as well as I thought I could. You don't have the same range of motion in your thoracic spine, so now you start working on building that. Little by little, what you're doing is you're chipping away at your body's shortcomings, right? That you often didn't even know you had, because we spend so much time kind of sitting and hunching over our phones and typing. Our wrists become rigid. Our body has these fairly typical adaptations, negative adaptations to, our sedentary lifestyle. But when you start playing with this rope with a simple figure of eight, you start learning things about your body almost immediately. And there are things that you can chip away at little by little, right? So it doesn't feel like work. It feels like fun. You know, there's a good feel to the rope. That's where the addiction comes in, because it's fun but challenging. But along the way, you are improving your body. Next thing you know, you'll even be using the rope to improve how you walk, your gait mechanics, okay? The coordination and timing and the balance required to actually walk, which is something you've been doing for the majority of your life, but no one really ever taught you how to do, right? The rope might be your first teacher for that. And then before you even know it, you start learning a little bit more about how your body works, right? Things you didn't even think about. You start learning about how important like spinal rotation actually is. And you find yourself training your spine for rotation, which is, I mean, you want to talk about having the fountain of youth growing old gracefully, right? Get your spine to be healthy. And that is one of the main powers of rope flow. But it doesn't start that way. You don't normally start out thinking about, hey, my spine needs to be tuned the hell up. But once you get into rope flow, again, it's a gateway drug. It's like one step leads to the next. And before you know it, you're out here doing drills to get your spinal rotation and your coordination, your core control, your balance, all right? All these things come into play, but not all at once, right? That's the key to any fitness. I don't care if you're trying to be a bodybuilder or anything else. You start where you are and you gradually take baby steps along the way, always increasing and improving, right? The progression has to be there, otherwise you'll stagnate. And in rope flow, you have the ability to have a lifetime of progressions that are all beneficial to your body. And now before you know it, you're taking this thing everywhere. It's like your girlfriend or your boyfriend or something. Everywhere you go, you gotta have your rope, because you never know when you might get a chance to get some impromptu flowing in, right? So really, let's just stop chasing the ghosts of fitness, right? Making the fitness industry professionals and the supplement creators and all these people wealthy beyond their wildest dreams. Let's just get a rope, learn how to use it, and then all we'll need for the rest of our lives, literally, to stay healthy and fit and happy is a little time, a little space, and gravity. Now, if you've already started your rope flow journey and looking to level up, or if you've already seen enough of this to know that you really want to take it and go as far as possible, click the link below in the description for our upcoming course, The Art of Flow. Now, it's not fully ready just yet. We're building it and it's coming along nicely, but we've got a beta program where you can get $100 off in exchange for your help and your feedback and your input in helping us refine and improve and modify the course content. So check that out if you like it. Let us know in the description below, and we'll see you in the next video.